Hi everyone, here we are going to start with our next module. That is, we are having as the scanning networks. Now, over here, guys, previously what we have done is we have collected the information about our victim, right, during our footprinting phase we were having. Now, after that, we will be going ahead and we will be trying to perform your scanning. Now, inside of this scanning network, we will be trying to find the information. What are the vulnerabilities? What are the informations that are available about our devices? So for that, in a scanning, generally we are performing the three steps. First, we need to discover the information whether the host is live or not. Now, when I'm saying that, we need to discover the information about the host is live or not. See, over here, if I want to perform the attack on a system that is present on a different geographical location. So for that, we will be having the two requirements on our head. That is going to be first, the system should be powered on. It should be connected with the internet. And for that, we can utilize a small utility with the name of your pen. By utilizing it, we will be able to make sure that whatever the target we are having, we will be able to discover that it is reachable. Now, for performing our practical, guys, in this module, we are going to use the machine metasploitable. So for that, I will be opening my terminal. Let me zoom in for you. And here we will be first trying to find the information about our target's IP address. Now for collecting that information, we are going to use a small protocol with the name of your ARP, your address resolution protocol. And the work of your address resolution protocol is to go ahead and to find the information about what are the devices that are connected in our network, right? So for that, what will be happening is we will be able to find the information about those devices' IP address and their respective MAC address, and that mapping will be done by your address resolution protocol, which is going to broadcast itself and it will be providing us the info. Now, for using it, first we need to discover the information about the IP address range we are having, like in which particular network I'm sitting. And for that, I'm going to perform your ifconfig. With the help of that, we will be able to find the information about your network. And you guys can see here we are getting the information about the IP version 4. Here we are having the information about the IP version 6. And this is the MAC address of my Kali. Now from here, since this is the IP address of my Kali IPv4, I'm going to copy it and I will be writing arp scan and I'm going to paste the IP address which we have copied. Now guys, since we need to provide the information about the range, that is why we will be writing dot zero. Instead of the last octet that is a 129, that is the IP address of a Kali, I'm providing 0. Then, since we are sitting on the class C of your IP version 4, that is why I'm writing the side annotation as your 24. If I will be hitting enter, it will be providing us some IP addresses like we are getting a dot one, that is your network ID, dot two, your default gateway, dot 254, that is your broadcast. Then we are just left with one more IP address, that is your dot 131. That is the IP address we are having of your target. Now, let's perform your ping against of the target's IP address. And from here, we are collecting the information that we were sending two packets and we have received two. Means that we are not having any type of packet loss. It means that our target is reachable. And we are also getting the TTL value that stands for your time to live. That is your 64, which is indicating that the might be the target operating system, it is going to be a Linux based. So from here, since we are able to see by utilizing your ping utility that is going to provide us the information about your target's reachability, that yeah, our target is reachable. Then we will be moving into the second step, that is we are having as your finding the information about what are the ports that are open inside of the target system. So guys, when we are talking about the ports, ports are the gateways through which a computer is providing its services. For example, like we are having as the port number 80, we are having port number 443 and many more. So for finding the information about the ports, we will be using like the tool name your Nmap, which stands for your network mapper. So guys, this Nmap, it is an open source tool we are having that can be used by our auditors, our ethical hackers, our penetration tester. By utilizing that, they will be able to find the information about the network, the devices, and what are the vulnerabilities that are present into them. So over here, I will be writing Nmap and the target's IP address. By putting it, it is providing us the information that our target is reachable as well as these are the ports that are open, right? So over here, you will be finding that it was saying that we are having around 977 closed TCP ports. So guys, here we are having some facts regarding the Nmap. We should be having the information. First, our Nmap, it only scans, like by default, for well-known 1000 ports, as well as our Nmap by default is just going to scan for the TCP ports. And along with that, our Nmap by default, it is going to perform the TCP SYN scan, that is we also call as the stealth scan or your halfway scan. So, on the basis of that, here we were able to discover the information that out of your well-known 1000 ports, well-known TCP ports we are having, 1000 ports, we got around your 23 open ports over here. But now, guys, as I was saying that our Nmap it is just going to look for the well-known 1000 ports. So let's go ahead and let's ask it to look for the all the ports we are having, that is your 65535. So for that, I'm writing the target's IP address. And here we are having an option that is your hyphen p hyphen, which will be helping us to collect the detailed information about all the ports. Hit enter, and let's see what are the total number of ports, TCP ports that are open. And this time we are getting that we are having the 65505 closed TCP port. It means that previously it was saying that we are having your 23 ports that are open TCP, and this time it is saying that we are having your 30 ports, 30 TCP ports that are opened. So that's why let's go ahead and let's try to look for the UDP also. As we have seen that our Nmap, it was first only looking for the 1000 ports. Now we have also seen that it was also just looking for the TCP ports, but we are having a lot of services that are using the UDP, like we are having your DHCP, we are having your DNS, and many more. So let's try to look for the UDP ports. For that, I'm writing hyphen SU, that is going to be a service UDP. If I will be hitting enter, it will be going ahead and it will be trying to perform the scan. If you want to see how your Nmap it is performing its task in the background, let me open the Wireshark so that we will be able to see what are the packets, what are the communication that is happening in the background. From here, I'm going to provide the same interface that was present. Etho, select it, and from here you will be able to see we are having the 129, that is my Kali's address, and we are having 130, that is your target's address. And from here you will be able to see what are the protocols that are getting sended, and here we are getting the information about them, like what is happening over there. Now, let's see what are the ports that are open. If you want to see how much a scan has been completed, you guys can just simply hit enter and it will be trying to provide you the information about it. So far, you guys can see only the 28% scan has been completed. In a continuous manner, it will be sending the protocol in the background. The conversation is going on over there. So once all the conversation will be done, it will be providing us the result in front of your screen. So far, only 88% scan has been completed. Now over here, guys, you can see we have finally gotten the result with the UDP scan. And with the help of that, we were just looking for the well-known 1000 ports. And here we are finding these ports that are open. Now, over here, you will be finding that in some of the areas, the state it is showcasing us as the open filtered. Open filtered means to say our Nmap it is not able to understand whether that particular port it is really open or it is getting filtered by some sort of security controls we are having. That is why it was not able to provide us the clear information about it. Now, if you guys are thinking that previously when we were performing the TCP scan, we were quickly able to get the result, but when we were performing the UDP scan, it took almost this much time. Now, the reason is when we are talking about the TCP, it is having the handshake for starting the communication, right? That is we call as the TCP three-way handshake. But when we are talking about the UDP, you guys can see they're not having any type of handshake. They're just directly sending a UDP packet over there. If under a minute we will be getting a ICMP packet, right? Or we will be getting a response from a target that will be ICMP destination unreachable. It means that our port is not open, right? If we are not getting any type of reply under a minute, then they will be writing the information that that particular port is open over there. So that is how we are able to find the information about the UDP, and that is why it is slow. Now let's try to understand the sin scan what we are having over there. The third fact which I was talking about. So for that, I will be going ahead and I will be removing it. I will be just giving the target's IP address so that from here we will be able to see the information about it. Now, let me try to follow the TCP stream so that I will be able to see what are the communication that got happened. Send reset tab, nothing. Okay, since it is showcasing us these many number of the packets, let me do one thing. Instead of looking for all the well-known 1,000 ports, let's specify a single port number like your 21, like this one I'm providing over here. So if you want to specify a single port, you have to write -p and the port number. Okay, no targets are specified, zero IP address. Might be my Nmap or my Kali, it is giving me some errors over there so that it is not able to perform my scan right now. Yep, you guys can see my Kali, it is not showcasing me any type of IP address. It happens many a time with our Linux that they won't be able to provide us the information about what actually the IP address we are having. Like a lot of time the DHCP it is failing over there. So that's why in those cases, what we have to do is we need to go ahead and we need to power off the machines. Shut down. Do same for the metaspreadable also. Now both the machines, once they are powered off, then click on your edit and get inside of the virtual network editor. Change settings to make the configuration change inside of that. Now, once it is done, you have to just click on your restore defaults so that it will be going ahead. It will be allotting us a whole new IP address, and by utilizing that, we will be able to perform your task. Now, since it is done, we can click on OK and restart your machines. Now you will be finding that our network manager it is coming back. So let me again quickly open my terminal, sudo su kali. If I will be doing ifconfig, you guys will be finding that this time we are getting a different network range. Provide the ARP scan and the network range. Here we are having the metasploitables IP this time as 128 and map the target's IP address, a single port which I'm going to write as the port number 21. And from here again I will be opening my Wireshark so that we will be able to see what is our Wireshark it is doing in the background. Sorry, what our Nmap it is doing in the background with the help of your Wireshark. If I will be hitting enter, you guys will be able to see we are having the three packets that are related with that. Right. Now here guys, we are having the sun. That is the packet that is being sent by our Kali, right? 128. We are having the IP address of a Kali towards your metasploitable machine. In response to that, we are getting the SYNAC and here we are sending the reset, right? But this is not actually the three-way handshake we are having. Whenever we are talking about the three-way handshake, guys, let's say here we are having our Kali and here we are having our metasploitable machine, right? So now when we want to start a communication over the TCP, what will be happening is our machine for starting the communication, it is going to send the TCP SYN flag, right? Now you guys can consider this SYN flag as your hello. The SYN stands for the synchronization, right? Once this particular flag, it will be reaching inside of a target machine. We are having like a metasploitable over there. On response of that, it is going to provide a reply. And that particular reply we are having as the SYN ACK. Like it is providing us an acknowledgement that, buddy, I have successfully received your previously sent packet. Now, after that, our machine, once it will be receiving the SANAC, it is going to provide the reply with your acknowledgement, right? So with the help of that, we will be able to have a three-way handshake. That is what we call as your TCP three-way handshake, which we are using for starting any type of conversation over the TCP, right? But if we will be going back to your Wireshark, you will be finding that we have sent it SYNAC and we are having a reset. Now, over here, that is what is happening when we are talking about the SYN scan or the stealth scan or the halfway scan, and that the attackers they're going ahead and they're not performing the complete TCP three-way handshake because if we will be performing the TCP three-way handshake, a record will be getting created inside of a connection state table. That's why instead of sending the last acknowledgement, our attackers they will be directly sending the reset that is being used for restarting the communication. And because of that, the communication, the connection which we were starting over there, it will be getting broken in a midway. So that is what is happening when we are talking about the SYN scan. Now, in our next guys, we will be discussing about what are the different types of the Nmap scan we can perform with our metasploitable machine by using our Kali.